He's like a forefather of our city in terms of graffiti.
Bar none, the best graffiti artists come out of the city.
Productive, prolific. I mean, he was really known, to cut to the chase, he was really known to be a street graffiti guy in the pure essence of the term. He would just do whatever he wanted, wherever he wanted, and whenever. You know, it was Nekst.
Unless you're in the know, you're probably wondering who is Nekst. Although his work is very public, it was oftentimes done in the cloak of darkness. That's how the underground world of graffiti works. And if there is a hierarchy among these street artists, Nekst was the international king. His real name was Sean Griffin. His work first appeared in his hometown of Houston. He quickly left his mark in cities like Detroit, Chicago, and New York. His style was his signature.
Big, legible, awesome graffiti, the way it should be.
He even took a bold approach.
They just took advantage of it. Took advantage of every single opportunity, every single place that he wants to put his name up. Can and will happen.
You could tell he wasn't scared. He'd climb anything, or he'd walk right up to something next to the freeway, whether it be 10 stories high or in reaching distance from somebody passing by.
I think he described the one as like almost ninja work. So I think it was really well planned, really smart. So the work that he did was more of a mission.
It was just a guy who was he was loving the art form, and he was going after it, regardless of the consequences.
Consequences because in most cases, graffiti without permission is illegal. Oftentimes, art helps people to express themselves, helps them to cope. Unfortunately for Sean, another way of coping cost him his life. A few days before Christmas 2012, he died of an overdose, rocking an underground art scene to its core.
There was a lot of people hurt, a lot of people that cried. A lot of his brothers that I know cried because, you know, he's a brother. He's somebody that paints like you.
You know, like part of us was missing now because he was part of a group of people, and the one that actually went out and did it the best. And but for us, it was more of like a friend is gone.
Word spread through social media. Graffiti artists honored him the only way they knew how.
Within the first week or so, there was a piece in every major city of the world.
I've been doing graffiti for almost 30 years, and I have never seen this type of impact worldwide.
He also had made friends all over the world, and a lot of them came to visit to pay one last respect to him. And I think that was that's when I realized that we needed to do more. How do we, as artists now, can we introduce him so his name can stay longer, or his name can actually be something that is worth for people to not even understand, but to know there was something that he did with his life. A lot of people did not know him as a person. They knew him as the artist or as the graffiti king. For us, it's still hard to understand.
But the people most surprised by his fame were the ones who really did know him best, his parents.
We didn't really know how big he was. After he died, our friends began to email us and people began to say, "Did you realize that Sean was an internationally known graffiti artist?" And we said, "Well, no." We knew that he did murals, but when he said he was doing a mural, we didn't know that really actually meant that he was doing graffiti.
It can be an expensive nuisance, costing businesses and cities thousands to clean up. Law enforcement doesn't exactly have the budget to completely stop it, so could there be a compromise? Welcome to Kings Point Mullet.
Kings Point is really a graffiti mecca. This is a place where you can come and paint just about anything you want, whenever you want, and it's so necessary.
Artist Skis 181 and his business partner Jonathan Estes bought an abandoned warehouse with one mission: to provide a space where graffiti writers and artists can come together and paint legally.
I feel blessed to know that Kings Point is a place where somebody can go and paint and have a good time and enjoy it. If there was a place like Kings Point when I was a kid, I don't think I would ever gone to jail.
It allows people to fine-tune their skills. It's a community, so you meet other artists and you paint together, collaboration. It's very valuable.
When everyone started coming to Kings Point, I truly started realizing what we had in Houston, and that's family.
A funny thing happened. Business owners began taking notice. A once rejected art form began to find its legitimacy.
We have convinced people with money that we came to paint their place, and they appreciate it. They like it. It surprised me, because I didn't think somebody with that much money would care about graffiti, but they love what we did with the space.
Houston has like a reputation as being like an ugly city. More stuff like Kings Point, more businesses getting their walls painted will lead to more people letting people paint their property and having a brighter and colorful Houston.
Everyone knows what the negatives of graffiti are, but the positives are, when they do art that enhances the community and it's approved, commissioned, then, that's fine. And so I think these groups are going toward that.
Spray paint is a medium, and we're living in a time when it's finally being accepted.
Nekst's work never was completely accepted when he was alive, but friends like Daniel continue to save what's left of his pieces. His brother Patrick, also known as Vizzy, has kept his name alive in art museums. An unofficial exhibit of his graffiti art is on display rolling across the country. His favorite canvas was the side of a train.
Probably one of the few people in town that when I get stopped at the railroad crossing and the cars go by with all the stuff on them, there's hundreds of cars and I'm looking for Nekst. I enjoy watching him, and just sort of keeps him here.
It's sad to know that, artists have to die sometimes. When they die, then people pay attention to what their life was really about. And now it's really up to us to say, yeah, he's not here anymore, but who was he? And what is his importance to what's happening right now worldwide with this movement of street art and graffiti and muralists that are now, making a footprint in the art world. Hopefully he gets more recognition.
Art has that power, is to, your work outlives you, your name outlives you.
You die 3 times. You die when you die physically, you die when you die spiritually, and then you die the last time anybody ever says your name.
If that's the case, Nekst may live forever.